Your health is your wealth. Hey guys, I'm Khalilo Reynolds and it's time for Money Mondays JA, brought to you in partnership with Proven Wealth. Well, for the past couple of days, I've been reflecting deeply on this crisis, how long it's likely going to last, and the worst case scenario as the numbers just continue to rise and death comes closer to our home. Our neighbor up north now seems to be the epicenter of the disease, and 24-hour cable news as well as social media are bringing very sober realities into our living rooms, even as we attempt to self-isolate. I'm now thinking about this a lot differently than I did even a week ago. Our measures to contain this so far have been short-term, 7-day curfew, schools closed until the end of Easter, etc. But it's clear this disease is not going away in a matter of days or even weeks. We need to now start preparing for the longer term. And the thing is, we're in a catch-22. We're between a rock and a hard place as it relates to the very difficult policy decisions that have to be made. We want to flatten the curve, as everyone keeps saying, but flattening the curve also means prolonging the economic impact. Look at the graphs that I'm sure you've seen a million times by now. Countries like China and Italy had many cases and many deaths in a very short period of time. They had that spike that we're trying to avoid. But in China, the economy is now beginning to come back to life. After about 3 months, things have started returning to normal. For the rest of us trying to avoid that spike, if we're successful, the economic recovery is going to take us a lot longer. Slowing the spread means a much slower national recovery. It means lockdown and social distancing much longer than we had initially anticipated. It means more of us will have to face the reality of losing our incomes. Now, I just saw an interview with Bill Gates where he talks about being hopeful that by the start of summer, we can start going outside again. As you know, Bill Gates has been doing a lot of philanthropic work in combating infectious disease, especially in developing countries. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has donated $100 million to the COVID-19 efforts to develop a vaccine. And he's talking about the beginning of summer. That's a few months away. Now, I don't say any of this to be alarmist, just to be realistic. Things here will get worse before they get better. This is a crisis that we've never experienced before as a people, as a nation, as modern humankind. This is a historical marker of such consequence that when this is all over, we'll be talking about the times BC, before Corona, and AC. The world as we know it will change. We have to be prepared financially, physically, and mentally. So now more than ever, solid financial planning is necessary. If you've never done a budget before, do one. If you've never stuck to a budget before, challenge yourself. Now is the time to have a very sober discussion with your family and make a plan. Think about the absolute worst case scenario and how you can best prepare for it. And on the positive side, also remember that in every crisis, there is an opportunity. Think about ways that you can make it your opportunity. But most importantly, protect your health. Worrying about money is not going to mean a thing if you're not healthy. That comes first. Adhere to the curfews. Practice hygiene, good hygiene, and wash your hands regularly. Wear a mask in public, even if it's a homemade mask. And you can watch the video on YouTube that I did with my husband, who is a medical doctor, about the efficacy of wearing masks. And then, of course, remember, in times like these, like I said at the beginning, your health is your wealth. We will emerge stronger. Coming up on Taking Stock. Why are global oil prices going down, but Petrojam's cost remains the same? And should the government remove the special consumption tax SCT on fuel? We'll talk to Energy Minister Favour Williams. And of course, the analysts weigh in on the latest stock market developments. Jamaica's run of 19 consecutive quarters of growth has come to a halt. We'll discuss. That's it for this episode of Money Mondays JA, brought to you in partnership with Proven Wealth. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Stay safe, guys.